day when we have one.
I'm curious just even getting back here, seeing him in the gym, and just what's that been like for the guy? Just because he got out to go on the road and he was working his way to get back.
No, I think it's always good to see a guy progressing towards getting back on the floor. I stated it before that his work ethic has enhanced our gym. And we felt like we've had a really good gym for a while. So I think the guys they just like to see their teammates on the floor getting it in. But yeah, that's about it.
Curious when you just look at when he does come back and being with the Kogi was obviously that fifth guy. Is your mind still there, or are you thinking of other combinations maybe to even consider?
I mean, it could change. You know, like I've said, I think I have to have an open mind. You know, I said I wasn't going to play more than 9.5 guys, and last night I probably played 18 guys because you're just trying to figure out, like, you know, we couldn't make a shot last night versus the zone. We just kept missing, and Kev was like, you know, maybe we can give D. Lee a shot. He comes right in and knocks down a shot. It was great for the team. And so I think when you're in situations like that, the rotation could change. But for now, you know, we like the combination of J.O. Being able to guard those tougher guys. But Torrey's done the same thing, so we'll just have to wait and see.
Where have you seen Kevin progress the most since he initially got hurt to now seeing him today? In what ways has he progressed?
I mean, I always use the term checking the boxes. You know, you have to get some pain and swelling out and all of that, and then you progress onto the floor with shots. I've seen him go from shooting to cardio shooting to being able to get up and down a little bit, get himself prepared to go to the next level. But I'm not always around him when he's doing all that stuff. I hear about it, I see it. If I'm upstairs or something like that, I'll see it. But I just get the reports. Eric Jack's been with him a ton, putting him through the paces just to see if we can just keep moving him forward.
With the way the second group's been scoring recently, and the way that Durant was able, when he was out there, was able to stagger in with that second unit, just how encouraging is that for when he does come back?
Yeah, we thought about it a little bit, like probably more than a little bit. What group is best with him in that second unit, and trying to space around those guys as best you can, or space around him. But it was encouraging last night to see the second unit score like that, 50 plus, almost 60 points on the road, which is not typically where you see your bench group score. And so that's something that it could be fluid going forward, trying to figure out like who can space the floor, but then you have to think about the other end, like who's going to be the defender against the toughest wing. Sometimes you have to sacrifice, a bit of scoring to make sure your defense doesn't take too many steps back.
Is everything okay with Book's hand? It looked like he jammed a finger.
I think he's okay. We didn't do a ton today, but we did more than I thought we would, and I didn't see any residual effects from anything from last night.
Whether it was Darius, Ish, or Torrey, what did you like about the small ball five?
The versatility to be able to switch, and Torrey and Ish and TJ, they give you a level of size and physicality. Last night I thought his ability to guard Markkanen was huge, but in respect to the 5 guys who play in that small ball lineup, just being able to keep the ball in front, guard the ball with guys who can move their feet for more than 2 dribbles, and then hopefully it takes away threes. If you're switching, you don't have to help as much. So I think that's something that we can hopefully grow. The tough part about those lineups is trying to figure out like what offensive package can you get into, because you typically have a bigger guy running your stuff, and you don't have that with that group. And so Ish has had to be that guy. And that's a bit of a chore trying to learn the 5 on the fly. But I try to give him somewhat of a simple package to lean on.
Have you and the coaches started to discuss the potential of Kevin playing there and maybe what it would look like?
Yeah, we have. I mean, I think it's something that it would be irresponsible not to look at it. And I think in those situations, you don't have to make it calculus, you know what I mean? You just trying to space the floor and take advantage of his skill set and make sure everybody around him is spaced properly.
Because what do you feel like is left to see for Kevin to get back out on the floor?
I don't know, man. It's like, you keep asking me the same question differently, like I'm in the 3rd grade. Did you clean your room?
Is that halftime?
Do you make sure your room is clean? Is your bed straight? You're asking me the same thing.
No, it's just because you were talking about boxing. That's why I'm asking. Like,
No, it's always the same thing. I mean, is he in a place where he can play against contact? Is the cardio where it needs to be? Is the fatigue level where it needs to be? Where once he gets fatigued, he's not putting himself in harm's way. I think those are the things that are hard to do this time of the year because we just don't have the practice time. And so we have, I think every organization is built to have extra bodies so that you can play 3-on-3 and 4-on-4 and 1-on-1. And so those are things that we have to make sure we do properly and then evaluate after that's done. And so we'll get to those points and we'll have an update.
How have you seen Minnesota change with the addition of Conley and now that they're fully healthy?
I mean, they're just older. You don't see any young boys on the floor anymore. Earlier in the year, they had two-way guys on the floor. Now they got vets that understand what to do in certain environments. If you take the play away, they have guys with playoff experience that are tested, that understand on both sides of the ball, how they play. They want to get to the paint. They want to drive the ball, draw and kick the whole game. And when you have veterans out there, they understand that there's a purpose behind it, and that's what you're seeing. And I think the combination of Conley and Gobert and pick and roll is something that was really good in Utah, and now you're seeing it with Minnesota. So that's the difference for me. They just have seasoned, tested guys that know what to do when you take primary and secondary options away.
Anderson is a big part of that, right?
He's huge. I mean, I got to work with him in San Antonio, and his versatility on both ends is something that you have to respect. I thought the play he made the other night against Golden State, the deflection steal against Draymond, was just a Kyle type of play. You have to respect his offensive versatility, and when he gets to the paint defensively, he's got really good hands.
How much did the last 2 games, specifically the last 2 wins, allowed you to kind of, catch your collective breath here? Just get in the way.
Anytime you win, it's great. So I don't know if you ever catch your breath in an NBA season. You just want to win as many games as you can. But yeah, that's about it. You just want to win as many games as you can.
Yeah, with the Timberwolves, last time you played them, it was early this season. They had some struggles with their offense. But what have you noticed, as of late, now that they've got Towns back?
Like I said, they have a number of guys who are seasoned and tested. Towns is all-star, all-NBA. I think they understand how to play around each other because they've all been in a number of intense games, and all of them are playoff tested.
Thanks, Phil.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Keep that in